To understand ratings is to look at where is the demand for these ratings? Where is the investor? Most of the African countries borrow from the Eurobond market. And so the investor is out there. And therefore, the rating agencies are basically working for the investor. And what does an investor want? An investor wants to know if they are going to have to lend to an entity, how much money should they lend to that entity, at what price, and on what terms. Now, for the entities that are being rated, it is basically to understand how are these decisions being made by investors and what is the impact of the rating agencies in influencing those decisions. And that's why we find that because there's lack of capacity in understanding the methodology, lack of capacity in being able to deal with the rating agencies, it is important that institutional capacity, not just at AU level, but at country level, should be developed to be able to reduce the assumptions that these rating agencies make by providing more timely information, being able to provide accurate information and answer those questions. So we require institutional capacity in the actual entities that are being rated. Of course, the AU has a position. AU feels that the rating agencies are not providing the correct ratings in respect to the African countries. They feel that there is an element of bias, and that's why they are going ahead to set up an alternative credit rating agency. But that does not substitute the fact that the entities that are being rated need to understand the methodologies and approach that these rating agencies are using, and therefore be able to engage with them on a continuous basis to understand how can they be able to mitigate the risks. If an area requires attention, how can they be able to improve in those areas? And that's why a workshop like this becomes extremely important to inform participants that what are the key areas you need to focus on in order to start an improvement, a ratings improvement program. If you look at the ratings on the continent, there are countries that have achieved investment grade, and there are a few countries. Majority of the countries are still below investment grade. And those countries that are below investment grade are paying high interest because of the risk premium. Again, if you go to the mechanics of the ratings itself, you'll find that the rating agencies almost monopolize the whole process without the input of the officers of the country that is being rated. Therefore, that is where we really have to build the institutional capacity to be able to match the demands of these rating agencies.